What? Bang!
Pro Wrestling Podcast. Just when they think they got the answers, I change the question.
Rep screwed rep.
Yeah.
Woo!
Who are you to doubt El Dan? Because this guy's a serious professional.
Did he do it? Unbelievable.
Too hot to handle and too cold to hold. And I am the Macho King named Savage.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty. I said WWE stands for...
It's me, Austin. I will never retire.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey, yo, Pro Wrestling Podcast listeners, welcome to the show where we don't sing it, we bring it. Help us out and click subscribe to show your support. Hey, look, are you sick and tired of dropping 50, 60, 70, 100, who knows how many dollars every year for the latest and greatest wrestling video game? You gotta stop. Put that cash back in your pocket. Instead, check out Wrestler Unstoppable, available totally free. All you got to do is go to their website at app.wrestlerunstoppable.com. Sign up today. You can create a wrestler, sign contracts, get into storylines, headline PLEs, even build your own corporation from the ground up, all included in Wrestler Unstoppable, available now totally free. If you want to become a member of the Pro Wrestling Podcast family, you want your name in the shout-outs like my good buddy John down in Texas. John, love giving you that shout out. Then you got to pop over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Pro Wrestling Podcast. Sign up today. Anybody who wants to join just to be in the free membership, that would be great. We'd love to see your support. Two, if you want to contribute any dollar amount whatsoever, we'll get you into the shout outs. We always appreciate that. But if you are one of our bigger contributors, a $15 a month contributor gets a loyalty rewards program where you get to co-host a show with myself. $7.50 a month, I put you into a drawing to also possibly co-host a show with me. So we would love to have any of your support. But again, no obligation. Please feel free to go to patreon.com/Pro Wrestling Podcast. Sign up, if nothing else, at least at our free tier. We'd love to have you in there. And it lets you know every time we put new content up through Patreon. In addition, if you're streaming us through any other service, and look, we're on a lot of them. We're on YouTube, we're on Rumble, we're on Odysee, we're on Daily Motion, countless streaming platforms for podcasts. Please make sure that you support the show by clicking subscribe. Give us a thumbs up, give us a like, give us a heart, whatever it is that the different streaming platforms use. Comments are huge as well. It really helps the logarithm and gets our content to you easier. When it comes to comments, I read every single one of them. I love to respond to my comments from any of my listeners. I really appreciate any support you can give just to help the show out and get us a little bigger audience so they can get us better into that logarithm. That being said, if you have questions, comments, something you want me to touch on in the future episode, maybe it's a historical thing you want me to give some perspective on, whatever it is, please feel free to give me a shout at the Pro Wrestling Sound Off line, 267-642-1160, and I will get to those questions, comments, concerns, whatever it is in a future episode. This episode, I am Dr. Fro. I'm here to talk to you about WWE Monday Netflix Raw. I'm not calling it Monday Night Raw anymore. It's Monday Netflix Raw, and all the happenings that go on, things going on, and some of it I absolutely loved. There's actually quite a few things I really, really loved. Some of it a little clunky, but we'll get into that. First off, starting off the show with Solo Sikoa talking trash. Man, he has turned himself from, I'll be honest with you, for the longest time when I would see him doing anything, he reminded me of like a Temu version of MVP. He really did, facially and everything. His mannerisms, it just seemed like he wanted to be MVP. Now, gosh, he's over with the fans. And this is a totally different character. I love everything I'm seeing about this character. And I'll say it. Solo Sikoa has become one of my favorite wrestlers on the show right now. Him coming out talking trash about the family business, calling out the Usos, Jey Uso responding. They set up a match for later on in the night where it's going to be, if Jey Uso wins, Solo's going to come back to the family. If not, he's free from the family. I don't love the stipulation. I really don't, because I love everything Solo's doing right now, and I don't know how you play that out if for some reason he were to lose that match, and I don't like the idea. And it's like one of those times where somebody challenges for a championship and they can never challenge again. I don't like anything like that. I don't like anything with all that permanence when it comes to professional wrestling. That being said, after we get to the back, Jacob Fatu is waiting for them. He's frustrated, basically implying that Jey Uso was like calling his own shot, not doing what Roman Reigns wanted him to do, not sticking with the plan and whatnot. Just a little bit of dissension there. And it's hard for me to get a read on where they're going with Jacob, because obviously he still has to have some comeuppance with Roman, but he's basically his watchdog right now. And the Usos are kind of pushed into like this weirdly strange spot. Jimmy, I feel the worst for, because I really wanted Jimmy to get some time to shine as a Solo before they got back together. Now they're back together, and he's back to being the guy who takes the easy pins. Just like to see more done with Jimmy. Just going to be honest, really would. First actual match of the night, we get the opening match in the tournament, the Lucha tournament, to crown the number one contender that will face Roman Reigns in Mexico City on Raw in September. And it's Penta versus Laredo Kid. And look, when I said there's some things I really loved, what I loved about this match is a lot of WWE mainstream fans don't know much about Laredo Kid. Laredo Kid is a worldly talented, supreme talent. He really is. He's been, a cruiserweight AAA champion. He's one of the longest reigning ever. They actually mentioned on commentary 500 and something days like that. He's such a great talent. And to see him get an opportunity to showcase everything on Raw, just like he did last month at Saturday Night's Main Event when he wrestled Trick Williams, this was an even better showing. There were moments where you actually thought, wow, are they going to let this kid beat Penta, which I at no point in time did I think Penta was in danger of taking a loss here. But I think if you're a fly-by-night or a casual fan or maybe a mainstream person who doesn't dive into it like we do, you may have actually believed that this kid could win. And I love that. It's almost like a coming out party for him on Raw. So great match. Penta picks up the win, moves on in the tournament. He will face the winner of Psycho Clown versus La Parka, which if you didn't tune in already, check out a previous episode where we run down all the predictions for all the matches in the tournament all the way through to the finals. No spoilers here. You got to check it out in that episode. After that, the Vision are in the back. They're doing an interview. And, I'm glad they finally got Logan Paul to say something. He's been kind of quiet lately. And if you're going to keep him on TV, you got to have him doing something. Otherwise, he's just taking up space. 2, all this lovey-dovey nonsense between Austin Theory and Maxine it's nauseum. It really is. It's like cloyingly sweet, and I hate it. Especially since we all know that she's got a legit significant other who's wrestling on NXT right now. So we know that this isn't even a real love thing. It's just strange. It really is. It's just strange. If you're somebody, if WWE thinks you listen to all their programming, including LFG, which is where we were first introduced to her real life boyfriend, her fiance, or husband, I don't even know what he is at this point, you would know already that she's with somebody. So making this a storyline, it seems strange to me. I don't know, because I do watch everything that they put out there. That being said, you could not watch this interview and not notice Braun Breaker standing there looking furious. And if you pay close attention, it's the positioning. He's further away from the rest of the Vision, almost as if he stands alone. At the end of the promo, when they all get done with all their sickness, lovey-dovey stuff, and they walk off screen, he doesn't leave. He talks to Byron Saxton about Oba Femi, and his perceptions on Oba Femi. And Byron was careful enough to say he likes him or whatnot, and that was what Paul said and things like that. Just, I think, trying to get out of there without getting beat up. And Breaker had an interesting look on his face. He actually referenced that's what Paul said, which I thought was out of order, because later on in the show, he'll actually have a segment with Paul. I think those two things could have been flipped and it would have made a lot more sense. But from there, we go to the match. We have, they talked that there was a match going to be between Akira Tozawa and Austin Theory. We go to the ring. We have the match. The match is, I think, exactly what you wanted it to be. Tozawa got a little bit of offense in. Theory picks up the win. Of course he does. But that's not the exciting part of the show. I guess that's filler. I don't have a problem with it. I love that Tozawa looks good whenever they give him some offense. What I really fell in love with, though, is the fact that after the match, it looked like they were going to hit a chair shot. Everybody runs out to break up the chair shot, which I don't understand. It's professional wrestling. When do we get to the point where every other match has to have, all these people running out from the back to stop the violence? It's supposed to be a violent sport. let him whack him with the chair and then have somebody come out. But in the end, we get Braun Breaker in the ring looking like he's going to spear Akira Tozawa. And after he does the hand motion, right before he's about to pounce, Oba Femi's music hits. And Oba struts to the ring, and the people are going ballistic. He gets in the ring. Braun is like taunting him to get in the ring. They get in the ring. They go face to face. It looked like it was going to come to blows, and everybody in the world comes running into the ring again. Would you just let the guys go at it? This looks so stupid. So I said earlier, there's a lot of things I love. I love Oba and Braun. I do. I want to see Braun Breaker and Oba Femi tear the house down. They are both part of the future of this company. Let it happen. This could be like the next John Cena, Randy Orton thing. These two could feud off and on for years, and I hope they do. But you got to get out of their way. This was a major letdown, again, seeing this stare down that leads to nothing. It really bothered me. I watch the show for the physicality. I don't watch it for all these corporate execs in suits and agents and general managers going out there and getting between people. It's too much. It happens too often. Once in a while makes sense. This frequently, it takes away from the show. It takes away from the quality. From there, Dominic Mysterio having a segment in the back. Dragon Lee's there. Actually, it's Dragon Lee having a conversation with Rey Mysterio and whatnot. And then Dominic gets upset because he's not in the tournament. Which, of course, there's some banter about him and Rey and everything else, the King of the Luchadors, whatever. Dragon Lee makes it clear that he'll face him in the ring. They're getting to have a match later in the evening. And I was okay with this. But what I was concerned with is there are reports out there this week that Dominic Mysterio, for whatever reason, is being punished by WWE. I fully expect he's going to lose the Mega Championship to El Grande Americano at some point down in AAA. And here, what are you going to do? You're going to have him beat Dragon Lee, who's in a tournament to crown the number one contender? That doesn't make sense, which tells me, right from that onset of this conversation, that Dom's in trouble tonight. I don't see a pathway for Dominic Mysterio to win this match if, in fact, we've got this, situation going on with Dragon Lee in this tournament. So, from there, we get Becky Lynch and Stephanie Vaquer in the ring. Well, Vaquer first, then Becky Lynch. They're having a really interesting conversation. Becky Lynch, I don't know where she falls right now. She was a heel, but now she's almost become a face because she wants to take down Liv, who's like tearing down the reputation of the championship, and Vaquer has her issue with her. I love the segment. It was solid, good, top to bottom. Liv ends up coming out and attacking Lynch. Vaquer comes back in the ring. They both get some offense in there. And then there's the stare down again where they're talking trash to each other. I love the idea of Lynch and Vaquer. Liv, I don't know, man. I'm not loving this reign with the championship. I'm just not. From there, LA Knight is in the back talking to Solo Sikoa. Solo's trying to get him to watch his back. And LA Knight makes it clear that SummerSlam was a one-night thing, the hug, all that fun stuff. But he's moving on. He's done with it. And that leaves Solo by himself. I hate that. I don't like anything about that. It makes LA Knight almost look disingenuous. I understand it's somewhat of his character personality, but then don't have him do all the lovey-dovey stuff at SummerSlam. I'm sorry, you just don't. I didn't love that part. I really wanted him to be a part of this. From there, we get the Dominic Mysterio Dragon Lee match. It's a solid match, except for the ending really confused me a bit. Like Dom, it looked like he was going to pick up a win because he did hit the 619 into the splash, but then the knees came up, the splash didn't happen, immediately go into the finish, and Dragon Lee beats Dom Mysterio. So it validates to me that Dom is being punished for something. But after the match, Dragon Lee's in the ring, still has to have his tournament match in a week or two, and he gets attacked by Big Cass, who, if you remember last week, returned, attacked Javon Evans. Now he's attacking Dragon Lee. This brings out Javon Evans, who gets in a physical altercation with Big Cass again, and then when that happens, Big Cass lays him out again. I don't know where they're going with this. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I think they missed the ball. They should have brought he and Enzo back as a tag team, as baby faces, and bolstered the tag team division. They didn't do that. I'm not sure where they're going for with this. But like I said, I don't hate it. It's weird. I didn't like the Big Bill character in AEW, and this mimics that quite a bit, and the Will Morrissey down in TNA. I just feel like he's better as a baby face. It's hard to buy him as a bad guy. Then again, I did notice Corey Graves actually did some commentary this week for him, so I appreciated that. After that, we get a segment in the back. Sol Ruca is going to have a tag team match with Judgment Day. She needs a tag team partner. She says she has one, and then Danhausen appears and talks to Sol Rucahausen and asks her if she pays him money, he'll be the tag team partner. She says, nope, the spot is filled, and she leaves. And we don't know who's going to be her partner, but Danhausen goes away asking for money and then goes away sad. I really would have liked to see more of him tonight, but this was good enough to like give us a taste of him, but not overexpose him, because we've talked about how they've been doing that quite a bit. Then we get a segment with LA Knight and Jacob Fatu in the back. And remember, they can't touch LA Knight. And there's some back and forth banter, and Jacob talks about how he'll take him out or whatever, and he gives him his whole spiel. But not really. Not unless you're going to violate the wishes of the tribal chief, which is the whole thing you've been hanging your hat on. So, again, this one, another LA Knight's vignette or segment that just didn't make sense to me based on the rest of the storyline. I don't know. I guess that's trying to make Jacob still look like he could be tough, but he's somehow still pigeonholed by Roman, which I think is a little strange. From there, the tag team match. Judgment Day versus Sol Ruca. Who was her tag team partner? No shocker, Io Sky. And Io and Ruca put on a clinic. They have a great match. Io is, man, I've said it before, she's one of the best wrestlers, if not the best wrestler in the world, but sometimes you just don't realize how amazing she is until matches like this. She was on top of it. She did everything you could possibly ask her to do. It was awesome. I loved it. They do pick up the win when Sol Ruca hits the Soul Snatcher, which was odd. I actually thought Io was going to get the win, but I guess Sol needed to get a pin because she hasn't in so long. So kind of like that. I really did. From there, in the back, Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman do meet up, and Braun basically asks him, do you think Obafemi is the future of the company or the business? And Paul never actually gives him an answer. Instead, he asks him a couple times, and it seemed like it was getting almost to a point of intimidation, but then Paul hits him with, I'm going to respect Obafemi until you give me a reason not to, basically challenging him and never answering his question. I kind of like this. I like it a lot. I don't know how they're going to play this out, but I kind of like it. It's almost like he's managing him without actually walking to the ring with him, and I really kind of like that. Then we get another back. You notice how many backstage segments we got here? Chad Gable in the back talking to Rey Mysterio and Penta. Penta gives him his respect and then, goes off camera. And Chad Gable commends Rey on putting the tournament together and then says it would be an honor to defend the Intercontinental Championship against the greatest luchador of all time, Rey Mysterio. And they agree. So I'm assuming we're going to get that match sometime soon. That should be a banger. I hope they put on a clinic. Obviously, Chad will win that because Ray's not winning the IC title anytime soon. Certainly not after Chad just won it. From there, yet another backstage segment. Sol Ruca, Io Sky, celebrating their win. They almost look like Io and Rhea from a year ago, and I didn't really love that because it looks so similar. And then Lyra Valkyria, who's been off TV for a hot minute ever since the Bayley angle, comes out, and she's threatening Sol Ruca because she wants to get her IC title that she says she created, which she didn't create anything. She won it, but she didn't create it. She wants her shot first and all that nonsense. Io's grossed out by her, thinks she's psycho. It's all good, but again, I'm just looking at my notes here. I mean, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 backstage segments in this show. 9 backstage segments. That's too much. I'm sorry. It's way too much. From there, we get our main event. Jey Uso, Solo Sikoa. No LA Knight support for Solo. The match was good. It was solid. Definitely a great television match. They hit everything you could ask them to hit. Jimmy Uso gets involved. I thought the match was over as soon as he came out, and I actually got frustrated with that because I didn't want to see Jey win. I was surprised when he hit the spear, and then Jey Uso didn't get the win. The match went on a little longer. Eventually, because of the interference, Jey Uso does get the win, which really frustrates me because I don't like anything possible for Solo to rejoin the Bloodline right now. I don't. He's so over. I don't want to see that. And no appearance of LA Knight. So the live audience, other than vignettes, didn't get to see LA Knight, and he's like one of the hottest things in the company right now. He did have a segment in the back. I think I went right past it where LA Knight did talk to Adam Pearce before he talked to Solo, and basically he was complaining about how he wants his match with Roman, and he said after the tournament, he'll make sure he finds a way to get him into the number 1 contender position. I don't like the phrasing because it looks like he's playing favorites. And he actually, at one point, LA Knight pulled out a lucha mask and said he could join his stupid tournament, which obviously he can't because it's already filled out. So, again, strange segment. I'll take it. So that really means we had 10 segments backstage, even though they were back to back to back, whatever. Didn't love that part of it. So let's talk about the positives. Everything about the opening of the show was solid. The match, Penta Laredo Kid, solid. The conversation with Braun with Byron Saxton, solid. Tozawa getting offense, solid. Lynch and Vaquer, amazing. The Judgment Day Sol Ruka Io Sky match, solid. Jay and Solo, the match itself was pretty solid. I just didn't like the outcome. There's a lot of good things here, combined with 9 million backstage segments. If WWE can and there's too many commercials. I'm sorry. If you are somebody who's watching this live on Netflix, start the show about an hour into the show or an hour and 15 minutes into the show, because you can click and click and click away and get through the commercials and not have to watch them. That's what I've been doing. I don't watch it live now. I wait an hour and a half into the show or hour and 15 into the show before I start it, so I don't have to watch all the commercials. I can skip right through them. Click, 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 click. You know, I look, it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. What do? I click the thing 15 times to get through, because I'm just tired of seeing all these commercials. WWE is killing me with that. So, solid show overall. If I was getting on a 5-point scale, I would give this one like a 3.75 out of 5. You know, decent show, too many backstage segments. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I would really appreciate it. Like I said earlier, it helps the logarithm. But for now, that's all the time we have for this episode. Check back with us next episode. We run down the latest wrestling news and rumors. Special thanks, as always, goes out to Suno for creating the music and sound effects we use in our show. If you want to bring a new friend to family game night, it's easy. I got 3 gaming options for you. All board games. Look, you've been playing the same board games your whole life. It's time to try something new. Start with Sketchy People. Showcase your artistic side in this game from Beezle Games, which is kind of like a cross between Pictionary and Chutes and Ladders. Or, if that's not your flavor, go for the supermarket-based game Banani Market, where you can cruise around, see who can get in and out of the supermarket fastest. Cool game. Got to check it out. Again, Doodle Games, Banani Market. And then our third option from Fufu Games is, if you want to travel the cosmos and pick up all the different relics and artifacts necessary to go for the final challenge, do that with Legendary Elements. Again, by Fufu Games. All 3 games available at thegamecrafter.com. Pick up your copy today. I bought all 3, tried all 3, family loved all 3, so you got to give them an opportunity. If you're looking for your next career decision, you're considering college, university life, maybe you just need some formal training for your next career decision, go to my website at frolifeplanning.com for all your educational needs, as Fro Life Educational Planning is for today, for tomorrow, and for life with Fro Life. I'm Fred Froelich, better known as Dr. Fro. I want to thank you for taking some time with us tonight. Until next time, take care, everybody. Have a great one.
Wrestling Podcast.